Lester, have a seat, please. Well, yes, I guess when you were told that you would be meeting up in Dubai, you were probably expecting a much more glamorous place than the back room of a food processing plant. Well, I'm sorry, but that's how the spy game works. Shh. Keep your voice down, Lester. Keep your voice down. Nice, quiet tones, that's what we want. Even though this back room and this entire facility are secure, it's still best to speak in hushed tones. Now, I'm assuming Evans briefed you properly on why you're here? All right, good. I must say I'm a bit surprised that he actually did his job properly this time. No, don't worry about it. It's nothing that concerns you. All right. So, let's go over your role again. I want you to be absolutely 1,000% sure of what you're going to do. So, here's how it works. Tomorrow night, Abdul bin Shabazz is going to be in a different back room in a very, very fancy restaurant here in Dubai. He's going to be accompanied by a couple of bodyguards. Now, this particular warlord, and that's what he is, make no mistake, we've been courting him for quite a while because the area that he controls is very strategically important to America. The problem is, the Russians have been courting him as well, because the area he controls is very strategic to America, and they don't want us being friendly with him. Now, you're probably wondering what a man such as himself wants. After all, he has money, power, a vast territory, and a pretty substantial and ruthless army when it comes to warlords. And he's a pretty ruthless individual. Well, yes, gambling is technically against their religion, but he does so anyway, and people turn a blind eye because he's ruthless and powerful. Now, we want him to keep that meeting with the Soviet agent, Sergei. We want him to keep that meeting. We've been trailing Sergei for the last couple of weeks here in Dubai. And Sergei is definitely a creature of habit, like most human beings. But for a spy, that's not a good thing to be at all. Sergei is so overly confident, he thinks that we have no clue that he's even here in Dubai. That's where you come in, Lester, and your wonderful pickpocket skills. Oh, Lester, please, calm down. I'm not being insulting, but let's face it, on your last job, you picked the wrong people to work with. Now, I've taken a look at your record. You are non-violent, and that's good. That's very good. Most pickpockets are non-violent. You happen to be the best in America. Unfortunately, yeah, the partner you decided to work with, yeah, he's the violent sort. Well, I get it, Lester, he lied to you. Oh well, it happens. Unfortunately, when that woman caught him and she shouted out that he was a miserable thief, he got violent with her. And he killed her. Well, that's usually what happens when you throw someone off the top of a very long escalator onto the mall floor. Yeah, she hit her head, she didn't make it, you got arrested, you got charged as an accomplice. Your partner, yeah, he got found guilty of murder. And since you were his accomplice, you got the same charge and the same verdict in Texas. Good old Texas. Yeah. They've got the death penalty, and they have no problem using it. So, according to my supervisor, you agreed to help us out on a handful of jobs. Well, this is your first one, and you better get it right. Now, you are to make contact with Sergei, and when you do, that's right, he's going to be carrying a slim, long baggie filled with Russian Viagra. When you make contact, you are to switch the baggie with this. Yes, I know. Those look like Altoids mints from the large tin. That's exactly what they are, Lester. This baggie is the same type that Russian agents use for carrying Russian Viagra samples. And thankfully, Russian Viagra looks like Altoids mints. So it's very simple for us to come up with fake Russian Viagra. These are Altoids mints. That's all they are. Altoid mints in a long baggie. This is what you are going to put into Sergei's pocket after lifting the real thing from his pocket. Now, I know you have the skills to pull this off. And once you do, he is going to make contact with that Warlord. He's going to give him the sample. And that Warlord is going to be very angry and frustrated when he's unable to get his little soldier to stand up and salute. Yes. Well, keep in mind, Lester, the man has 22 wives. That's right. He's got 22 wives. Well, in his culture, a man who can't get it up isn't a man at all. Well, Lester, what do you think we use to bribe the warlords who are friendly with America? Cases upon cases of Viagra. These men have everything else. They have money, power, gold, jewelry, women, land, armies. There is literally nothing else we can offer them. This is how we pay off our friendly warlords, with cases upon cases of Viagra. And that's what the Russians have started doing. So, once you make contact with Sergei, and once that warlord sees that Russian Viagra is garbage, we're gonna step in and offer him good old American Viagra. So you better not screw this up. All right, Lester. Yeah, that's it for the meeting. Let's get out of here. Seriously, do not screw this up tomorrow night.